Welcome again to my Realtor Hat series. I am Tanya Cunningham with Tanya Homes Group. And one of the things that I'm excited about today is that we get to hear from attorney Pamela Fero of Pamela Fero Law. And why am I so excited about that? Well, because when I'm out, and about, I'm always hearing people talk about the challenges they're having with a divorce or with a breakup, or I'm hearing about custody issues. I'm hearing about so many things that could really go much better if they had the right guidance. So let's talk to Pamela Fero of Pamela Fero Law so she can give us some tips on how to make a challenging situation much easier. Hi, Pamela. It's so great to see you.
Hi, Tanya. It's great to see you too.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you coming and spending some time with us because I have a few questions that I think might be important to everyone out there, especially those in families or families that aren't together anymore. I just think you have a wealth of knowledge. So this is going to be great for us. So the first thing that came to mind was what I find with you is that even though you help many women, many, everybody, you help families really. I
Mhm.
noticed that you really make sure that you help men who are in a situation where their significant other might have a child and with who is they're the predominant one taking care of the child, or they have custody of the child, or something along those lines. And sometimes the men really get the raw end of the stick where that's concerned, because mothers tend to be the ones that are the primary caregiver, so to speak. So this question is, why is it that you've made such an effort to help men so that they stay involved in their child's lives? Please share.
Sure. Well, I do like helping men, and I think mostly my inspiration for that is my husband, because he is a wonderful father to our 5 children that we have together, and the 2 extra that came from him. And but when he was getting divorced from his first wife with their 2 children, she made it almost impossible for him to spend any time with his kids, and is going as far as leaving the state with them and not telling him where she took them. So for me, I know men have a feeling that the courts are stacked against them and they're never going to get their children, or the stereotypical things that they feel about the court system. And I want to do my best for the men that really want to be the parent that they can be, and aren't just looking to say, I want more time with my kids because I don't want to pay child support. That, no. But
Yeah.
somebody that really wants to be involved with their kids, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure they get as much time as possible.
Wow. Well, I had no idea that that was really the reason behind it all. And that really impacted me when you were saying that. I got a little teary-eyed. And, I'm a single mom, and my daughter has a wonderful relationship with her father. And it took some doing for us to co-parent in that way, because it's not easy when there is a breakup, and my daughter was very young at the time, and it really takes giving up a lot of what you think is right or what you want to have a collaborative relationship such that it's for the benefit of the child.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to say that my daughter's relationship with her father is great, and I'm glad that I was a part of that. But what you're saying is happens a lot, where people are just doing what they feel is in their best interest, or they're probably upset and leaving the state or whatever it is. You really saw that firsthand with your husband, and that's why you make such an effort to help men, and I'm sure they appreciate you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I, yeah, they do. And, single mothers make great parents. Single fathers make great parents. Same-sex couple makes great parents, and heterosexual couples make great parents. So I do help them all, but I do have a little special place in my heart for the dads that really want to be a dad.
I get that. And I don't know if everybody got it, that you have 7. It's seven
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah. Carrie and I have five together, and then I consider his younger son from his first marriage, and then we have one of my adopted children's sibling that we also consider.
Yeah, I want everybody to know that. Can you just show your tattoo with all the kids, please?
Yeah, that's me and the five of us, ours, and then that's my stepson. I didn't put one on there for the brother, but I may
He's
go back
there.
for the
Yeah,
brother.
he's there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's incredible that you have such a busy life. I mean,
Yeah.
it's incredible. So let me ask you also. I know that a lot of things might come up again and again. Like in my industry, a lot of misconceptions come up about certain things. Is
Mhm.
there something that comes up again and again when it comes to parents assuming something when they're going through a divorce or when there is no divorce in place, but there are children involved? Is there anything that you can share with us that really you think people need to know?
Mhm. Yeah, the one big one that comes to mind has to do with child support and time sharing. So they are kind of related because your child support amount is based on the number of, well, partly based on the number of overnights you have with your child. However, they are very independent when it comes to things like, well, he hasn't paid the child support, so I'm not going to let him have the child, or she's not letting me have the child, so I'm not going to pay the child support. That doesn't fly. You're still liable to give the other parent either the money or the child, whichever one you're looking at, regardless. So just because one person isn't holding up their end of the bargain, that does not relieve you of your responsibility. If you're not getting your child support, you can contact an attorney, or you can even contact the Department of Revenue, and they will most likely help you get it. And if you're not getting your time sharing, you can go back to court and get the time sharing that you were ordered in your in your parenting plan.
So what you're really saying is you can't use one to prevent them from the other happening.
Right.
So you're not getting paid child support, take it up with an attorney, go to
Mm-hmm.
wherever it is you need to go to, but in the meantime, make sure that visitation is happening
Right.
regardless, right?
Right.
Which I can see that could happen a lot because people are bitter and they're not really getting along that well, and then there's one thing, going on with the other, and it
Yeah.
becomes a mess if they don't just continue with that and go along the right lines,
Right.
right? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I got that. So that's really important, and people can reach out to a trusted advisor, an attorney like you, Pamela, and get more information, and consult with you so that they can make the right decisions.
Right.
So what about when people are going through, say, a divorce
Mm-hmm.
or so? How does that work where you could probably have a challenging situation. They're not getting along. They're not talking to each other. You hear that all the time. What is
Mm-hmm.
it that you do to help to make it? Because every time we speak or I hear something that that's going on with you you're always talking about making it really amicable, having it be not such an aggressive situation. How do you do that?
Right. Um, if it's totally they're horribly having a very bad relationship and they just cannot speak and there are lots of anger issues, sometimes it's better just to have the attorneys do the discussion. But if there's any chance of them being able to sit down and not kill each other across the table, there's a program called collaborative divorce, and that works very well in a lot of situations, especially where there are children. But um, the way collaborative divorce works is you have your attorney, each party has an attorney, but you also have a neutral facilitator, and that facilitator has a background in mental health training. So they may be a licensed clinical social worker, or they may be a family therapist, or even a psychologist. And those people are there to help keep everyone's emotions in check during the team meetings, because you all meet
Okay.
as a group. You do meet individually with your attorney as well, and you might meet as a couple with the facilitator. You might meet individually with the facilitator. Um, if there's a child involved or children, the facilitator often has experience with writing parenting plans, and they can help you to come to an agreement on a good parenting plan. And then there's also children aren't the only source of angst in a divorce. Oftentimes, money is even a bigger problem,
Ooh.
and you can also hire a CPA or a forensic accountant that is also neutral. They're not working for either side, and they can help you see what the best way is to split up your equitable distribution,
Mm.
so that you're not losing excess money by maybe taking a withdrawal from your 401k or your IRA, or giving one party the house that be going to appreciate like crazy in the next couple years or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, then those people, and you can have other people too. You can bring in lots of people. Um, it sounds like a lot more work and a lot more money when you're talking all these professionals, but honestly, it ends up oftentimes going quicker because everything's kept on an even keel, and it usually costs less money because
Mm.
even though you're putting out a bit more upfront, because if you have both of them, that's 4 retainers going out. Um, it takes a lot less time, and you get things done. And instead
Yeah.
of both of you hiring a forensic accountant, you're just hiring one.
Right. Because
So
they're a neutral party in the whole
right,
mix. Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
So it's a great way to get through things, and it helps both sides have a chance to voice their opinion and their wishes and work on things they want. Because honestly, when you go to court, you have a judge who has maybe seen you for a total of 2 hours over the last 6, 8 months, a year, however long it's been, doesn't probably never seen your children,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't know anything about you, and they're going to make decisions on your finances and your children and your relationships that are going to affect you the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And it's so much better if you can just calm down and think about things and work with someone and come to an agreement that you can live with. And
Yeah.
you're not always going to be happy with everything you get, because if you were, you guys would probably still be staying married.
Right.
but but you can give and take and come up with something you can both live with.
Yeah, I really thank you for sharing that because I think that, the emotions can get the best of us sometimes and
Definitely.
and having a collaborative you call it a collaborative divorce, right?
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
having that would really make it much more peaceful in the long run if you can and quicker.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it's quicker. So it's more peaceful, you're not agitated as much and you're getting things done in an efficient way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thanks for
Definitely.
sharing that. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, I wish we could stay and chat some more because there's so many aspects of, what you do and there's so much more to you, Pamela, who, you yourself. You're such an interesting individual. I just want people to know how they can reach you though if they have any questions or they're looking for an attorney. What's the best way?
You can go to my website, which is Pamela Fero Law. It's PAMELAFERO law.com. And there's a schedule button on there, and you can schedule a time to speak with me. Or you can also call my office at 954-947-0572.
Wonderful. And I'm going to put all of that information on here so that people can actually read it as well and reach out to you. And Pamela Fero, it's always a pleasure seeing you. But thank you for sharing. I learned so much right in here with this conversation with you, and I already knew you. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure, and we will see you soon.
All right, great. Thanks for
Okay,
having me.
of course. Bye.
Bye.
Pamela is really great at what she does, and I am so happy that she got to share with us today. Please reach out to her if you want to talk to her or you want to give her number to a friend or family member. The number is 954-947-0572. Also, you can go to her website at PamelaFerolaw.com and get the guidance you need. And lastly, follow her on social media. Here are all the ways that you can follow her and get some ideas or tidbits from her when she's sharing something of value. And of course, if you are buying or selling a home or had a friend or family member who was, refer them to Tanya, because we wear the hat to bring you the facts.